They're not seeming to mind the approach as we see the tour de force. The tour de force is working. He's already got 4 as a chance.
Doing shit where we insert somebody. What? Fuck, I'm
dogging.
I'm gonna throw. So tilting when you make the same fucking mistakes in matches.
It's time to talk about Jacob Ye Whitaker, also known as El Diablo. Ye was absolutely unstoppable for a while, being a huge name in the Valorant esports scene and just Valorant in general. Known for being the chamber main, Ye has had quite a journey so far. His rise to fame was meteoric.
Yay! Yay!
His fall was sudden.
I used to be a Ye fanboy, okay? What happened though? Someone tell me what happened.
And his comeback? Well, that's still a work in progress. From dominating the scene with Optic Gaming to hitting some rough patches with Cloud9 and finally making a surprising move to Disguised Toast Squad DSG, Ye's story is one that's full of twists and turns. Today, we're diving into how one of Valorant's most feared players went from the top of the mountain to facing some of the toughest challenges in his career. Before Valorant, Ye was already making a name for himself in CSGO. Grinding it out in the trenches of Tier 2 CS, he was known for his insane mechanics and cool head in clutch situations. When Valorant launched, it wasn't long before he switched over, bringing those fine-tuned skills with him. He got picked up early on by a team called Andbox, and while they weren't exactly a top-tier team, it didn't take long for everyone to notice Ye's raw talent. Although after a while, Ye felt like he was being a pawn in their greater scheme, rather than a valued member of their team. Ye had mentioned he wanted to be on Envy for a while anyways, and he ended up finally taking the steps to get there, leaving Andbox in the dust.
So I wanted to go Envy like since the beginning, and they kind of tried to sell me off to like the highest bidder, which like I understand they're trying to get like a return on like I guess like their quote unquote investment. They kept like spiking up the price essentially, if that makes sense, which was unfortunate, but what can you say?
Ye was an incredible player and refused to be tossed around by teams. He strived to make a mark on the Valorant esports scene after years of playing CSGO, and make his mark, he did. It wasn't long before bigger teams started calling. By August 2021, he had joined Envy, which eventually rebranded as Optic Gaming, and that's where things really started to get interesting for El Diablo. Before El Diablo became the face of Chamber, Ye was known for something else, his Jett gameplay. When he first joined Envy in 2021, Ye was brought in as a stand-in, but it didn't take long for him to secure his place on the starting roster. He played in VCT NA Challengers playoffs to help his fellow teammates FNS, Victor, Crashies, and Marved secure the spot in Masters Berlin.
Yay, what can you do? The right click, he's just doing the dog, he gets the frag! What?
Envy was already a strong team, but with Ye in the mix, things started to click in a big way. Ye quickly established himself as one of the best Jett players in all of North America. His ability to take aggressive duels, secure entry frags, and pull off high-risk, high-reward plays became a hallmark of Envy's strategy. He was consistently popping off in big moments, and his fragging ability gave Envy an edge they hadn't been capable of before.
Ooh!
Okay.
Okay! Ooh! This is probably one of the best pickups in 2021.
In Envy versus TSM, Ye secures the 19th round with some insane knives on Jett.
I don't know how that works.
Yo! Steady.
Throughout all of the games of the VCT NA Challengers, Ye's Jett was just on fire. His movement was crisp, his aim was deadly, and he was pulling off plays that left everyone watching in awe.
Yay! 始まったか。この武器は危険だ。ヘッドホット。イエーイ！イエーイ！取り入ってますよ。イエーイ！見て！
It was in moments like these that the world began to take notice. Ye wasn't just another Jett player, he was redefining the duelist role. Everyone was calling Ye the next best player, and so many people would mirror his playstyle in order to climb the ranks. The recognition was there. Everyone in the scene knew Ye was going to become a true superstar. Ye showed everyone how to use the operator, as he secured round after round with his sniper skills on Jett, making sure Envy stood a chance at the grand finals. Up against Sentinels, one of the best teams in the league at this point, Ye hit a nasty ace that secured not only the round, but helped Envy secure the series against them, but also the entry into grand finals after sweeping every single team until going up against Gambit Esports and placing second in Masters Berlin. In Berlin, Ye proved he wasn't just a North American talent. He was a global threat. His Jett was unstoppable, and match after match, he was delivering the kind of performances that had casters calling him the MVP of the tournament.
I don't know if you've seen your stats, but you have some of the most consistent and best stats in the entire tournament.
The grand finals being a 0-3 map blowout may have disheartened Envy, but it was clear that Ye was one of the top performers in the entire series, placing second overall individually right under Keedstar's player, Heat. Ye had 244 kills, which was 4th on the leaderboard for Berlin, and he redefined what a Jett main looked like in 2021. Ye and Envy were in it for Champions 2021, but their run would be cut short. They would come out on top of X10 Crit in a 2-0 series in the first group stage, but end up losing to Ascend in the winners match 1-2. The elimination match featured the same enemy team as the first stage game, as Envy and X10 Crit would go at it again. It seemed like X10 was ready for Envy's strategies, as Envy struggled to get the first map, Icebox. Up 1-0 in the series, Split was a bit more of a struggle for Envy, and Ye would find it difficult to carry as Jett in the next 2 maps, Split and Haven, where X10 Crit would ultimately beat Envy, knocking them out of champions.
Oh no.
Oh, he cleared him hard.
Oh!
Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god.
Unfortunately, their run was cut short. It was a tough loss, but even in defeat, Ye's performances were still being talked about. He had established himself as one of the best players in the world, and despite falling short of the trophy, it was clear that his time at the top was far from over. Placing 9th through 12th in the entire world as a team that had just made their debut only a year earlier, this was no small feat. And this is when Envy would merge with Optic Gaming and have their roster stay the exact same. The synergy between Ye and his teammates was always fun to watch, and most of the games they played off-season, both in pubs and scrims, showed how much they were improving. Once again, Ye was a standout player. Switching between Jett and Chamber as the meta shifted, this was great to see for Ye as a player. Chamber had just released, and Ye immediately fell in love with his kit. It reminded him of Jett, but with a better escape, and the op never felt better in his hands until he locked in Chamber. He was insane with Chamber's deagle, and formed strategies for the character that people would mirror in ranked for months to come. Optic Gaming was a powerhouse, and Ye as a Chamber became an absolute menace. I mean, every time the guy had an operator in his hands, it felt like he could single-handedly turn a game around. Just take a look at his stats from VCT Masters Reykjavik. He was putting up numbers that made him look almost untouchable.
An operator that can spawn slow fills. What's so impressive though is the skill of these shots. He's holding such a tight angle there, catches onto Trent, and the one that you didn't see as well, just around a corner.
At Masters Reykjavik 2022, Ye and Optic went on an insane run. They made it all the way to the grand finals where they faced off against Loud.
But there it is, that's what you needed. He plays ahead of the timing, finds less players are playing close by, and he's still doing this. He has to be the protagonist in this story.
Zanuck reloading! What?
Zanuck completely unaware, and Ye, this 3, he could be on for the ace if he gets the timing right. He knows it, he reads it like a book. Ye is an animal in these moments. Just one more, and it looks so good with Ye doing this.
Though they didn't win the title, Ye was hands down one of the best players in the entire tournament. Pro players across the board were praising him.
His Chamber is really fucking impactful. I like the way he plays Chamber, I think is like near perfect. And he always plays like high percentage.
Tens went on to say that Ye and his Chamber skills were some of the best in the entire league, if not the best. And that was the overall consensus. This guy wasn't just good. He was redefining what it meant to be a star in the Valorant scene. Tens also appeared to believe that Ye's career on Optic was extremely valuable.
I will say his role fits really well on Optic as a team.
His role he played not only for the team, but the synergy he had with his teammates at the time was something that in Tens' eyes should and most likely would last a while. Which couldn't have been farther from the truth, as Optic eventually disbanded after the 2022 season, which was a pretty big shakeup in the Valorant world. But don't worry, Cloud9 swooped in and signed Ye for what felt like one of the biggest roster moves of the offseason.
The GOAT.
Everyone was hyped, but then the Chamber nerf happened.
Will Chamber still be relevant? He might be relevant for like a few maps, but he definitely won't be relevant for like all the maps anymore.
Ye's signature agent got hit with a pretty serious downgrade, and suddenly, the meta was shifting away from the thing that made him a monster. Chamber's teleport cooldown got extended, the Rendezvous' ability became way less effective, and just like that, Ye's go-to playstyle was taken down a few notches.
The TP radius is the hardest hitting nerf, not to mention like all the other small ones, but the TP radius really kind of like limits the angles you can play. And it was already kind of hard as Chamber to start getting like more value. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but at least with the intro of Fade, Fade is a really good counter to Chambers. Like KO and Fade are very strong against Chambers.
People started asking, can Ye still dominate without Chamber? It wasn't long before we got the answer, however. With Cloud9, Ye tried to adapt, but things just weren't clicking the same way. He was still pulling off some crazy plays, but it wasn't as consistent as it was before. The team synergy just wasn't there. It became apparent pretty quickly that Cloud9 wasn't able to fully utilize Ye in their system. The chemistry wasn't quite right, and the results were underwhelming. After VCT lock in 2023, their loss to DRX marked the end of an era, and they hinted at some roster changes. By March of 2023, the unthinkable happened. Ye got cut from Cloud9. The community was shocked.
There's a rumor that just came out 1 minute ago that says Ye will not be a part of C9's active roster moving forward.
Huh? But Ye is El Diablo.
El Diablo with an E, yes. So,
El Diable?
are you gonna make the investment or is it too early? I feel like you snatched that up right away, right? It's 1 minute ago.
Wait, they're not gonna make a roster change.
That's what the rumor is.
How does one of the best players in the world, a guy who just dominated with Optic, end up on no team? It was a huge talking point in the Valorant scene.
Where's Ye, dude? I don't know. I just fucking work here.
Apparently, Cloud9 made this decision after a series of disappointing results.
The reality is, considering the players that are on this team and the cost of this roster, we all had very high expectations of how we would do, and we weren't meeting those expectations.
Even other pros were surprised when C9 would go on to publicly announce that they were cutting Ye. Cloud9 head coach Matthew Elmore spoke about Ye departing. We might have to take a step back a little bit before we can actually take steps forward. It's gonna hurt not having someone as talented as Ye, but I believe that we are making the right choices and decisions to go down that line to build something special. Obviously, with everything going on, unfortunately, Ye will not be moving forward with us this journey into the first split. A lot of analysts were debating whether it was the right move, and most of them were salty at Cloud9 for taking one of the biggest players with some of the most potential in the entire organization and cutting him with the only reason being role issues. After the Cloud9 saga, it seemed like no one knew what was next for Ye, and then out of nowhere, he joined Disguised Toast's team.
I think I'm gonna have to go with a free agent on this one.
I got someone in mind. Hey, Ye?
Yeah, what's up?
You wanna join DSG?
Yeah, sure, why not?
It was one of the most unexpected moves in the scene, but also super exciting for both Toast fans and Ye's. The roster for DSG wasn't necessarily stacked, but it was a breath of fresh air for everyone on the team, as they could almost just chill out and sandbox with some other tier 2 teams. The roster consisted of Clear, Gangsta, Steel, Ziff, Ye, Riku as a sub, and Ocean as the coach. And right from the start, Ye showed that he still had it. DSG may not be a tier 1 team, but with Ye on their side, they were punching way above their weight class in the North American Challenger circuit. It felt like every time DSG played, their synergy wasn't necessarily there, and they felt more like a meme team than a real competitive Valorant team. Unfortunately for Ye and DSG, they struggled immensely in the Knights Arena Challengers NA play-in relegation, only winning 2 total games in the entire series. Even through all these struggles, the Valorant community was definitely rooting for Ye to find his groove again, and DSG was the perfect place for him to reset and show the world that he's not finished yet. DSG had disbanded and Ye was left in the dust yet again. He really just wanted to play again and decided to join this team without really considering anything. He wanted to make it into champions and was really trying to win. The other members of the team had a different outlook though. Most of them were playing just for fun. Ye had mentioned that he couldn't do everything, which was quickly taken out of context and made him look like he was trashing on his former teammates. But he quickly responded to the allegations and made it clear that he just wanted to say that one person does not make the team.
I was maybe misinterpreted a little bit in like my past clip and like some context voice. So I joined DSG like initially because I really wanted to play, if I'm being honest with you guys, because I wanted to get back into Champions, back into franchise like as soon as I possibly could, right? And I really wasn't considering like team dynamics, roles, or anything. I just wanted to hop in and like play. And what I was trying to say like in that clip was, I wasn't trying to say like I was doing everything, you know, they let me down and it was like it's all their fault or something like that. I was trying to say that like one individual ultimately doesn't like make a team, you know. Sometimes people just don't work well together and they don't agree on, you know, different philosophies and personalities. It could be any number of reasons, right?
And since he strived for so much more compared to his teammates, DSG would not be a successful team to make it all the way to Valorant Champions. Many people, including Ye, stated that he got paid $5,000 a month to be on the team, and being in a very special spot made trying worthwhile. His teammates like Gangsta and Steel would say that he was not as wholesome and nice all the time, and Ye would go on to agree, but he would justify it by saying that Toast put in a lot of effort to make this team work, and eventually had to disband it due to some of the players not taking it as seriously as he had wanted. Now, the question is, what's next for Ye? He went on to join Bleed Esports, where he would play in VCT Pacific Kickoff and Stage 1 of VCT Pacific, but immediately something wasn't right. Ye was playing agents like Neon, Viper, and Sky, agents fans hadn't seen him play before, and it was quickly concluded that the management for Bleed was giving Ye a bad hand to play in such a high-level tournament.
And people are always going to say this is a terrible role for him, right? So I don't want to be too harsh on the coaching or like the comp changes, but I strongly believe that when somebody is as skilled as Ye is, you need to put him on his most comfortable characters.
There were tons of issues with the team. However, after a statement came out, they were removed from the tournament. The official announcement came directly from Riot Games, with the company stating that the removal was due to failing to comply with critical reporting requirements and other obligations under the team participation agreement. It was speculated that Bleed wasn't paying their players, and Riot had no idea about this. People also think that they were doing a lot of other shady things behind the scenes. Riot stated that the runner-up team Boom Esports would take their spot in the VCT Pacific 2025 tournament. Not only were the players of Bleed Esports left without a team, but there were countless staff members all losing their jobs in the process. So again, Ye was left in the dust. And on top of that, during his time in Bleed Esports, a Redditor accused Ye of abandoning his team and not playing for an entire month, and was told by many people he was underperforming. When their analyst Ominous checked on their Valorant account stats, everyone in the team had played a fair amount of ranked except Ye. He didn't play a single match the entire month. When Ominous asked Ye what was happening, Ye said he was playing on his alt account. Ominous then asked for his alt account so he can make a report. Ye never replied. Ye would then go on to explain that he had a bunch of issues with his accounts as he had to move so much, and it was obvious that people were getting to him. He had already been tossed around by teams, and with Bleed already struggling, Ye was definitely tired of all of this, and he responded, "This will probably be the only time I respond to all this weird drama. I'm not going into some back and forth. I will say that for some of the things that happened, if it happened in any other profession/team, that person would instantly be kicked/fired the first time, let alone multiple other times." After going through all the drama with DSG and now Bleed, Ye was a free agent again. That was until he tweeted this out, "Feeling a little evil today." This was almost immediately speculated and confirmed that Ye was picked up by Evil Geniuses, otherwise known as EG. He was beginning to get his groove back again. Unfortunately, people were saying he's past his prime, and all of the team swapping and drama got to his gameplay. And with Chambers still not necessarily in the meta, he struggled in the first few matches with Evil Geniuses in the Sen City Classic 2024 tournament. Ye continues to experiment on agents like Vise, Astra, and Chamber, and his streams have shown a great deal of positivity. It's really easy to tell he's far from quitting. From all the glimpses we've seen so far, it's clear that Ye's story isn't done, far from it actually. He's got the experience, the skill, and the drive to push through whatever challenges come next. Whether it's leading a tier 1 team like EG to bigger victories or continuing to teach the next generation of players how to carry themselves in high pressure moments, there's no doubt that Ye is still a valuable asset in the Valorant scene. And the hype surrounding Ye isn't dying down anytime soon. Fans are still talking about his performances with Optic, and analysts are starting to reconsider just how far EG could go with Ye leading them in the 2025 VCT season. Whether Ye stays with Evil Geniuses or moves on to another opportunity, one thing is clear: he's still a force to be reckoned with. So what's the verdict on Ye's career? Has El Diablo lost his fire, or is this just the beginning of an even more exciting comeback? No matter how you look at it, Ye has faced adversity head on, and he's been able to keep grinding through all of it. Whether or not he brings himself to the highest level once again remains a mystery. But one thing is for sure: Ye's journey isn't over. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you think Ye's gonna do great this season, then comment that down below, and subscribe for more Valorant documentaries just like this, because we're gonna be following every player very closely.